Freedom to fail. Similar to fail forward, where we learn from our mistakes and we go forward and apply those learnings. But freedom to fail actually gives our people the freedom to say it's okay to make mistakes. This was a subject that came up the other night when I was with some friends and colleagues talking about some life experiences that we had when we were younger. Some of the freedoms that we had growing up in the 80s and maybe somewhere in the 70s as we were talking about it. And the freedoms we had to go out there, not being so in touch with everybody, no mobile phones, parents couldn't find you, you checked in by payphone if you were out and about somewhere, or a friend's house phone or something like that. So it started around those life adventures and saying back then, feels like we had more freedom to fail than kids do today. Now, some of that is parental, and I'm not going to turn this into a big parental blog, don't worry. Some of that's societal, where I think it seems to be sometimes there's more repercussions for mistakes than there were when we were growing up. And so higher consequences. And so I think that's some of why there's maybe less freedom to fail and less freedom for kids today. Again, I'm not going to get into that, but it got me thinking, like a lot of things do, how that applies to business. And I think as leaders, it's important for us to give our teams the freedom to fail. It all sounds good on a blog. It sounds good when I'm sitting here right now talking to you because there's nothing going on right now. It's more difficult when somebody actually fails, a mistake is made, a consequence from that mistake. You lost a deal, or you made a customer mad, or you cost some money, or whatever the consequences are. With that, how do you then react to that failure? And I think in order to grow as an organization, in order to develop your people, you have to give them the freedom to fail. As a leader, in order to delegate and not get buried under the sheer tonnage of work of being involved in every decision, you need to give your teams the freedom to fail. Let them make their mistakes. Let them make decisions and allow them to fail, and then do the postmortem, which is, what did you learn from it? Why did we make that decision? What did we learn? How do we apply that going forward? And that's why we fail forward, right? And that's how real learning and growth is done. And so over my career here, there's been times when we've done that really well, and there's been times when we haven't done it really well, right? And so we're always constantly thinking about that and trying to learn and improve from that. And your best people will fail and will learn from those failures and apply those learnings going forward and be better because of that. And you can see that very obviously. It's great to see. And that's how you learn and grow and gain trust, right? And then there's some people who will keep making the same mistakes or will make excuses for every failure, never get better, and it becomes an issue. And then sometimes they'll point at you, didn't give me the freedom to fail. Well, maybe we did, but you got to learn from the failure. You have to apply it and go forward, not just use it as an excuse to keep making mistakes and having poor performance. And I think as leaders, you can distinguish between the two if you pay attention. That's part of where you, as a leader, have to really engage and distinguish between the two. But freedom to fail is a powerful concept, not easy to do. You got to be intentional about it. You got to be thinking about it literally almost every day as you come in, and also be looking at, like we do with our kids sometimes, where would I allow them to fail? So they learn lessons, but they do it in a way that doesn't hurt anybody else. It doesn't hurt them. Might bruise a little bit, might sting a little bit, right? Might cause a little bit of a setback, but nothing major, right? Like the equivalent of a skinned knee, nothing major, but they learn from it. And then where you get involved is if there's a big failure coming on, something that's going to hurt somebody else, something that's going to be a big loss. Like when we give you freedom to fail on smaller deals you're trying to win, not the larger deals, right? And so pick your spots and then jump in on the bigger ones so that they don't get hurt, nobody else gets hurt, there's not too big a setback. But the other examples, well, it's not going to really hurt anybody, it's going to sting a little bit. Let them do it, let them figure it out. And then the postmortem is really a good kind of after the fact, what did you learn? That's a great conversation to have. And it shows people that you have trust in them. It's okay to make mistakes. You learn from them. And you grow from them. And that's where just some of the best, you can invest all you want in training programs, but some of the best training comes from those real life examples. So leaders, give your teams freedom to fail and then follow up to make sure that they're failing forward. So try this out, let go a little bit, see how it works. I promise you'll make great advancements and great progress, both for your people and for your organization. And byproduct, you as a leader. Have a great day.